Welcome to Crawl or No Crawl. This is Carolyn Holzman. Today is October 11th, day 7 of the announced core update for October. Now, here's what distinguishes what happens in a core update in the server logs versus what I call the shoulder updates. Now, things like spam and helpful content, I believe, are shoulder updates. They're not core. So here's the difference. In the past 48 hours, I have been scouring server logs for every site I have access to. Some go from, highly trafficked sites all the way down to my crappy little test sites. And without exception, every single one of them shows an exponential increase in things like validation crawls. What do I mean by that? Well, that's where the bot will check, are you HTTP or are you HTTPS? Do you have www or do you not use the subdomain? Same way with the trailing slash. They'll do it with robots text files, site maps, in addition to our content. And they are checking to see what returns a 200 status. And also up until last Sunday, they were using multiple Chrome builds in the inspection tools. And that usually is weird. That's not normal. Also on Friday, they introduced 2 new Chrome build bots, one mobile, one desktop, and they introduced them within hours of each other. And like I say, lots and lots, not just of bot presence polling, but we're talking full re-render, refresh crawls on pages. And I mean a lot. Sites that haven't seen the light of day when it comes to new content, like in over 14 months, no new content has been published on them. Fresh, full refresh render crawls. Each one of the pieces of pages on this site that nothing has happened to for over a year. And remember, we saw the that big jump in the volatility over here. And why, right? Why? So I surmise that while that they are not doing all this recrawling, rescoring, and holding back, I think they're probably batching as they go. And when they rescore it and they serve it back out, this volatility is going to go up. Today, it's gone down. And don't be surprised at this point that if you're trying to get new content through to serving, that the doorway between Google and our search consoles is a one-way door right now, opening from Google to the index, not the other way around. Also, not for nothing, because there's a lot of information they have to process. You can see it here. We've had a second page report update in as many days. So we went here from, this was the date for 10/6, and it looks like it was updated last night for basically processed 3 days of content. I think this is what it's going to look like for the next 2 to 3 weeks. So here's my advice. Stop your crying and put your attention on things that you have control over. Call your clients, tell them, let them know what's happening. Show them this video because it's easier for them to blame you than to learn how Google works. Sorry, business owner, I don't mean to insult you, but it's the truth. So our job as professional SEOs is we must apprise them. And as they go through the next few days, few weeks, they're going to see things go nuts and then calm down and then go nuts again. And this way they'll have some fresh data points and not make it so easy to point to your agency or to you and say it's your fault or you must not be good. Now, just a side note, I am sort of branching out and taking in some sites that have been hit by the updates and to provide an audit that either, if you have a team, you can implement it or we can implement it for you. if you're interested in anything like that, go to AmericanWayMedia.com, use the contact page, or just email support@AmericanWayMedia.com. Now, this week's Confessions of an SEO podcast episode, I thought it might be fun to break down conceptually, what is the tolerance window of your site when it comes to Google's current algorithm. We don't care what that is. It's going to be just conceptually talking about why it appears your site gets hit. There are sites that get buffeted by update after update. Site owners don't take action. They just stand there until there's nothing left. Now, I'm not saying professional SEOs do this, but people who have historically done their own SEO and are convinced that what used to work still works, this is quite common. And so if this is you, take a listen. Talking about, some people have asked me about the indexer. I'm continuing through the initial testing phase, and I would guess that I'm about 4 to 5 weeks out before I feel good about opening it up. I'll let you know. So meanwhile, we're all going to put on our big girl or big boy pants and focus on the things that don't make us look at Search Console or rank trackers. Okay? All right. Until then, see you in the SERPs.